What if we took the names of characters from Epic the Musical and turned them into jingles? We can achieve this by using my letters to notes methodology, where we can repeat the alphabet across the musical notes A through G. We will take the name of a character, spell it out on the piano, and turn it into a melody. So for example, this is what Odysseus sounds like. Sounds pretty cool, right? But we can make it even better by adding some chords to it. The melody seems to shape around an E minor scale. If we add some power chords to fit the melody, this is now what Odysseus' jingle sounds like. It really gives that dark intensity that Odysseus has. Now that you get the idea, let's explore the rest of the characters from Epic the Musical. We will go in chronological order of the series and when a character is first introduced or mentioned. Aside from Odysseus, the very first song, The Horse of the Infant, introduces a ton of characters. Check it out. Now you may have noticed that I sometimes use the black keys. Sometimes the notes clash with each other, for example, having an F and a B creating that tritone, which may not necessarily fit with the personality of a character. My solution is to use creative interpretation by using the black keys and either changing the F to an F sharp or the B to a B flat to make the melodies a little more cohesive. So let's look at Astyanax. If you haven't heard his name, this is the son of none other than Troy's very own Prince Hector. By utilizing the black keys, here's what his jingle sounds like. The black keys allow us to give Astyanax's jingle a lullaby feel, which I feel like fits him pretty good. Here are the last few characters that appear in the Troy Saga. Athena's character motif is my absolute favorite in the series, but I think her character jingle turned out pretty well too. Which one do you like more? Let me know in the comments. Now, the Cyclops Saga has very few new characters introduced, the main one being Polyphemus. I really wanted to add that slow but powerful feel to his jingle. Unfortunately, Odie and the crew killed his favorite sheep. And when Polyphemus asks for his name, Odie replies with... After the battle, there are more Cyclops that appear. The Ocean Saga only introduces a few new characters as well, that being Aeolus, the Wynians, and Poseidon. I really love how Poseidon's jingle turned out, so much so that I'm gonna make an entire theme song out of it. Here's a sneak peek. It goes so hard, so look forward to when that comes out soon. And I've been able to utilize this creativity by creating jingles and theme songs for other content creators and businesses. If you want to hear what your name sounds like as a jingle, or even commission me to create an entire theme song for your streams, content, or any project, check out my website, elementalitystudios.com. Link in the description. But getting back to the jingles, there are only 2 new characters that are introduced in the Circe saga, one of them being, well, Circe. tried to make Hermes' jingle as suavemente as possible. I feel like that really fits his vibe. There is one other character that does make an appearance in this saga, and his name is Elpenor. I thought it would be nice to include Elpenor in this video, even though he didn't really make it off of Circe's island. But I guess he did end up in the Underworld saga one way or another, which is the next saga we're covering. There are only two characters that we need to go over here, one of them being Odysseus' mom. Now, she wasn't named in Epic the Musical, but her name is Anticlea, so here is her jingle. Okay, this next one is really cool, the Prophet. I tried to give him this waltzy feel, pretty similar to his feature in No Longer You. Again, this character isn't properly named in Epic the Musical, but his real name is Tiresias. But funny enough, both of these names work perfectly together, so here is Tiresias the Prophet. If there was any other character from this series I would make an entire theme song out of, it would probably be the Prophet. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see that. Maybe I'll even do it live on stream like I kind of been doing with Poseidon's theme. Moving on to the Thunder Saga, something really fun happens here with the Sirens jingle. Now, creating these jingles is a mix of being limited to the notes that we're using and a challenge to be creative with the notes that we are using. With that being said, the Sirens jingle sounds so similar to Penelope's. It's kind of like they're imitating Penelope like they do in the series. Let's hear their jingles back to back. What a cool coincidental detail. Now for something more intense with Scylla. Here is another unnamed character that actually plays a role here in the story. His name is Paramedes, and he is the one that stabs Odysseus in the song Mutiny. Does his jingle give you the vibe of betrayal? I think that came out pretty well. There's one more character here that's introduced as the sun god, but his actual name is Helios. Here's his jingle. Now we're moving on to the Wisdom Saga, which we actually get quite a few new characters here. But let's start with a meme. Telephone was already done earlier in this video, but here's an alternate version of his. Thanks for amusing me with my shenanigans. But Teletubby over here actually has a villain, another unnamed character, but he is the suitor who antagonizes Telepathy and Penelope. This is Antinous. And while I tried to make Antinous' jingle as slimy as him, Calypso's is pretty happy and upbeat. Now, Calypso sort of has this tropical island feel to her songs, right? And part of this challenge, by only using the piano, is to try to capture that feel, vibe, or personality of each character. So here's an example where Calypso's jingle would be used in a different instrumentation. That definitely matches the vibe pretty well, but let's go back to only using the piano and look at the 5 characters that are introduced in God games. Let's try to match their personalities with their jingles. Moving on to the Vengeance Saga, there is only one notable character here to go over. Charybdis creates this giant whirlpool to lure Odie in, so I tried to do this arpeggiated power chord in the left hand while I tried to intensify the melody in the right hand. Check it out. For the final arc here, the Ithaca Saga, while all the main characters have already been covered earlier in the video, let's go over a couple of the suitors' names, still unnamed characters, but let's turn them into jingles with a dark and sinister sound. Here it is. Here are a couple other characters that were not included in this iteration of the Odyssey, but I thought it would be fun to add them into the video. So, what jingle did you like the most? Let me know in the comments, but I think you would really like the jingles that I created for the cast of the Mario Kart series. You can click here to watch that video next. Thanks for watching.